G'day guys, this is Rob from Troutlore.com.au, Australia's fly tying specialist store. Today we're tying the Griffith Gnat. It's a classic Midge imitation pattern created by George Griffiths. It is very simple to tie. It sits high on the water and looks like a little cluster of midge and works a treat when the fish are feeding on midge or just when you have rising fish and you don't know what they're going to take. So let's get started. We start off with a Kamasan B400 in size 16. These commonly are tied 14, 16, 18. Then we're going to use some Veevus 80 thread in black, and starting just behind the hook eye, we'll start making touching wraps down the hook shank and stopping just at the bend. Now you'll notice we've just left a little bit of shank clear behind the hook eye. We don't want to crowd that at this stage, so we're going to leave that bare so that we've got room to work with the later on in the stage. Now, for the hackle, we're using a grizzly hackle. This is actually one that I just found in the pile on my desk, and it is actually from a Cree saddle, but it looks just like grizzly for all intents and purposes. So what we're going to do is, with our thumb and forefinger, strip away the fibres on the right hand side of this hackle. This is not necessary, but if you're wanting to get a really nice hackle wrap, this is one of the key elements to ensuring that it wraps nicely on your hook shank. So this way we're only wrapping with one side, we're wrapping directly onto the stem of the hackle, so the fibres on the other side can stand proud and aren't going to be pushed aside by the flattened fibres on the side that we're wrapping towards the hook. So we just keep working our way up that feather, trimming that out. We've probably got enough there, but I don't want to be left short when we get to the last wrap, so just do a little bit more to be on the safe side. If you've got nothing to do on a Sunday afternoon, you're watching the telly, you can sit there and strip all your hackles like this and get them prepared. That's going to make all your fly tying a lot easier when you're doing dry flies and looking for that perfect hackle wrap. So now that that's done, I'm going to come down to the base here and just preen back the fibres there and pull off about 1/8 of an inch to leave that stem clear. Now for the important part, we need to ensure that the clear strip side of the stem is tied in facing towards the hook shank. If not, this will all go pear-shaped and it won't wrap properly. So we give a little twist to put a counterclockwise spin in our thread, capture that, just double check. No, we're going to come back in again, twist that feather around a bit. There we go, that's the right angle. Grab that, and we're on for the next material. Next we're going to use Peacock Herl for the body. So we're going to take 2 fibres of this and, grabbing both ends between thumb and forefingers, loosen them up and pull back and snap. And you'll see that it snaps at the weak point. That way, when we go to tie this in, it's already broken. It's not going to break on us while we're wrapping. So we'll trim those butt ends together, tie them down onto the hook shank, bring our thread back to where the hackle is tied in, and then bring our thread forward again back to that bare point just behind the hook eye. Now we'll just start wrapping our Peacock Herl forward. I've preened it back with my thumb and forefinger as I go, so it's nice and fluffy. I'll just keep working up the hook shank until we get to where that thread is stopped, and then maybe one more wrap. There we go. Capture that with a wrap behind, put a wrap in front to lock it, one more wrap behind, and then we'll come and put a half hitch in just to lock that thread off so nothing goes wrong, and trim out the excess stub of that Peacock Herl. Now for the moment of truth, we're wrapping our hackle forward and we find out if this was tied in at the right angle. Looks pretty good. Here we go. Comes around. And we are wrapping to the bare side. So we're going to get a nice even wraps coming forward, working in between all that Peacock Herl. And you can really go overboard with this. It's going to float nice and high. It's going to look like an even bigger cluster of midge, and the fish are just going to gorge it. So we just keep coming forward to the end of this Peacock Herl. One more wrap, pull that up, and we take one wrap behind the feather, one wrap in front to lock it off, and another behind. Then, keeping tension on this thread, we'll put a half hitch in. As we put that up, just rotate the half hitch tool as we pull our thread out to keep tension on as it slides down. And you can come in, trim off that excess hackle, and then just build a little bit of a head behind the eye of the hook with our whip finisher. We just need a couple of 3 or 4 turn whip finishers. That's going to lock it into place. That won't go anywhere. Trim that off, and finally, just to put the finishing touches on it, make sure it all stays together, just a touch, little drop of head cement on that thread, and there you have it. Griffith's Gnat, ready to go out there and catch some fish. Very easy to tie, very quick to tie, only a couple of materials, and it does the job time and time again. If you liked the video, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for further updates, and if you're looking for the materials to tie this fly, you'll find them all down there in the materials list in the comment section. Leave us a comment if you've got anything nice to say about the video. Thanks for watching, and happy tying!